Any thoughts of marriage crosses your mind?
How do you look at your future? How will you still, try and contribute to the game? What are your plans?
I don't know how many more years I will play. As long as I'm fit and performing, I would continue to play. And maybe after my playing days, I probably would look into mentoring the youngsters, because you do have a lot of coaches, a lot of other professional people like the physios, trainers, or bowling coach or batting coach. But I think in today's time, it's important to guide youngsters to focus, because you have so many things that is distracting you. Back then, as a 16-year-old, I didn't have much. I didn't have Twitter, I didn't have Instagram or FB or nothing. You just with your own thoughts. But today's youngsters, as soon as they finish training, they are hooked to their mobile. And also the pressure and the expectations are so huge that sometimes they crumble, and a young talent needs to be molded. He needs to be shown the right path. They do have all these professionals around them, but yet as a sports person, you're pretty much alone sometimes, and it is very important to have a very strong mind. So maybe I can help youngsters in that perspective.
I am Jetson Chi. I've given tryouts for under 16 MCA. My question is that how do you overcome your negative thoughts?
Negative thoughts come because of fear, and fear comes when you don't have enough belief or faith in your own abilities. It does come to me also. It's not like as a youngster only it can come. Even for a senior player it can come anytime. Sometimes when you don't have runs, or you have a string of innings where you haven't scored runs, it tends to creep up. But you can only counter that with another thought that should be positive. How I deal with it is that, one is that I have affirmations. I paste few write-ups wherever, say in my hotel room, the places where I am often, so that whenever I'm around that place, I try to read it and I keep telling myself. So you try to feed your own mind more positive thoughts, and that actually syncs with your body. To have body and mind sync together, it's important to feed your body, feed your mind also the same thing, and that should be a very positive thing. I still try to think, I'm good, or I shouldn't be thinking about me getting out. And if it is not helping me, if the thought process is not helping me, the best I do is I go into the nets and bat. Because when you're batting, you don't think about anything else. You only focus on the ball. You only try to bat. So you shut out from the outer world. So that helps you. So either you continue to work harder and harder and harder, because at some point you'll hit the jackpot, or you be strong enough in your mind to come out of it.
When you broke into the Indian team, you were the youngest at that point of time. Over the years, you have not only been a part of the team, you are now the captain, and you have also captained senior players then. How has the transition happened, and what were the challenges that you faced in that period?
As a rookie captain, and then the most experienced captain and the most experienced player. 2017, I would say that I worked very hard in getting the team together. For most of them, it was their first World Cup. Nobody gave us a chance that we would even reach semis. So was it in 2017 too. People wrote us off saying that, the team will not even qualify till the semis. So we pretty much had no expectation from the outside world. All we knew was, as team, we wanted to make a mark, and me as a player, I wanted to be a very significant World Cup. Whether as a player I would do it or as a captain, I didn't know before the World Cup. But I wanted it to be a World Cup, a game-changing tournament. In all honesty, I would say that after 2005, I thought I would never get an experience again to be in the World Cup finals. In 2005, when we played the final, there were hardly people in the stadium, and there was no televisation of the match. So people didn't know back in India where the Indian women's team was placed in the World Cup. and how far and who's performed. Only when we reached the finals and we came runners up, that's when people started to know here through the newspapers. But in 2017, thanks to the social media, we had a lot of people tweeting and writing about our journey right from the first match that we played against England till the finals. And the finals was, I think, the most watched women game ever in the history. So I think this has been the difference between both the World Cups. 2005, when we lost the finals, I had the seniors crying, and I was thinking, like, we didn't even give a fight, and why are they crying? Because as a young captain, I could not relate to the emotions that, for them that would be the last World Cup. For them, they probably wouldn't be part of the next World Cup squad. When we lost the 2017 World Cup, I could see the same tears from every player. I cried myself in the dressing room. It's just that we came so close. This time we gave a real good fight. We were playing the host in the biggest ground, in front of the biggest crowd ever, and we came so close. It could have been the biggest moment for each one of us, for the sport in India.
The start of the World T20 camp, didn't go as per planned. You all were not allowed to practice at the Wankhede Stadium due to administrative issues at the local level. I mean, for a national team to not be allowed to, go out there and practice, does it disappoint you?
It does, because when it's such a big event and you have a camp, and as from the players' perspective, we would want everything to be organized, that we know where we are training and what is our schedule. Till the last minute, we had no idea, like, okay, where are we going to play, which ground we are training, and it does creates confusion in the players' mind as to if the preparation is not good, how will you get into the World Cup? And yet the management has really worked hard to give us whatever we could.
One of the aspects that often has been talked about women's cricket is the pay factor, the rewards. They are often compared to the men's team.
Yeah.
I would like to know your perspective in this whole thing.
My personal opinion is, unless you market the sport, promote the sport in a very organized manner, then there would be a place for branding. Unless there is branding, the players will not get that much of payment. Basically, why do we televise matches, or why do we expect people to turn up to watch us play? Because that's how we generate revenue, and that is how you get paid also as players. If we don't see people turning up for the matches or watching us play, if the matches are not televised, how many of them actually read newspapers these days? Nobody does. And how many of them actually read an article which is just small paragraph? Nobody does. So everybody wants to have a first-hand experience of watching somebody play, watching the national team play. So I think now, after the World Cup, you've seen a hike in our own contract system, and we've seen how the players also have signed up for brands. It's just about few more years that probably we may not be on par with the men's, because it is a journey. Even men's cricket at one point were not earning as much as they're earning now. It all started only after the 83 World Cup, how BCCI has actually made effort to organize series, promote in a big way, get brands to sign them. So I think it has already started for women's cricket, and I'm sure it will grow in the coming years.
My name is Rupali Bodhe, and I am recently give trials for under 23 for a Mumbai selection. And my question is, any thoughts of marriage crosses your mind?
It did long time back. I will be honest, long time back when I was very young. But it doesn't cross now. Because I believe seeing people around, I'm very happy being single. Hi, I'm Mithali Raj. Watch my exclusive interview on Meet Your Icon on midday.com. Go grab your midday copy now.